Welcome back to the Mind and Soil Test Garden. And have you ever wondered what's the best height to keep your grow lights away from the top of your plants? Well, over the last 60 days, I've tested growing seedlings under grow lights ranging from 6 inches all the way to 24 inches away, and it did not go how I hoped. So I had to start over from scratch, completely change my approach, and as a result, I found a solution that is giving me absolutely beautiful, thriving seedlings. And in today's video, I'm gonna share all of those results with you. So to begin diving in, let's go back in time 60 days to when I kicked this experiment off. So the first thing I did was set up 6 identical sets of seeds. All of them were started in 3-inch seed cells with the exact same seedling mix. And the specific seeds I used in this experiment were lettuce, broccoli, and tomatoes. Once the seeds were covered and watered, it was time to begin setting up the different grow light heights. The first 4 environments are all using the VIVOSUN VS1000 grow light, and expect a few mispronunciations on that through this video. For environment number 1, I placed the seed cells on the rack and then hung the VIVOSUN grow light so that it was exactly 6 inches above the plants. For environment 2, everything is the exact same, but now I hung the grow light so it was 12 inches above the plants. For environment 3, everything was the exact same, except now the grow light was 18 inches away from the plants. And for environment 4, the instruction manual actually specifies to put it 24 inches away from the plants, which felt way too far away for me, but I wanted to test it out nonetheless. And after the 4 environments were all set, I then set up 2 additional environments. So environment number 5 is the Monios LED grow light 6 inches away from the plants. This has been my favorite grow light in all the past years, so I wanted to include it in this experiment. And for environment number 6, I went with the Sundico LED grow light, also 6 inches away from the plants. This was the first grow light I ever used, and it has more than 3,000 5-star reviews on Amazon. And lastly, as the plants germinated and started to grow, I continuously measured from the top of the plants up to the grow light and adjusted the lights so that they were always the exact same distance away from the top of the seedlings. 6 inches, 12 inches, 18 inches, and 24 inches away. But like I said, things did not go according to plan. So let's fast forward to day 30 for our first update. So it is exactly 30 days since we kicked this experiment off, and these are some of the most confusing results I've ever come across. Like, I legitimately am a little bit dumbfounded right now. So to begin going through this update, what I want to do is pull up each of the different environments so we can take a look at all of them as we begin kind of dissecting what's going on here. So first up, we have the Sundico environment. Next up, we have the Monios LED grow light environment. After that, we've got the VIVOSUN VS1000 6 inches away from the seedlings. And after that, we've got the VIVOSUN VS1000 12 inches away. Now in behind them, we've got the VIVOSUN VS1000 18 inches away. I know you can't see it right now, but we're gonna zoom in just a second. And then after that, the last environment, the VIVOSUN VS1000 24 inches away. So needless to say, a huge discrepancy in growth from one environment to the next. But honestly, I'm not 100% satisfied with any of these. So to add some context to what's going on here, over the last month, I've really started researching how much light do seedlings need to thrive. And everything that I was seeing on the internet is between 200 to 800 micromoles. So I bought a PARMETER and I measured every single one of the lights in this experiment at the height that it was away from the plants. So let's now focus in on the Sundico environment and the Monios environment. And both of these environments are really just not thriving. The plants look okay, but they certainly haven't put on tons of growth. And so when we then look at the PARMETER for each of these different environments, the Sundico grow light was giving me a PAR reading of only 64 micromoles. So that's way below that ideal range that we're looking for. And then for the Monios grow light, it was actually at 234 micromoles, so much closer, but still definitely on the lower side. And again, the plants are kind of struggling. That makes sense. So I just don't think that either of these grow lights has the horsepower or strength that we're looking for in order to get thriving seedlings. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is the VIVOSUN VS1000 that was 6 inches away from the seedlings. And this also isn't what we're looking for. So I would say that the lettuce is looking really good, really healthy, not leggy whatsoever. But then with the broccoli and the tomatoes, they are absolutely crisp. We can see scalding and burning marks all over them. The leaves are totally discolored. And going back to my PARMETER test, when I put the PARMETER directly underneath this light 6 inches away, I got a reading of 1600 micromoles. And it makes sense as a result that they're totally struggling and burnt to a crisp on the top. So this can't be our winner either. Now I want to skip over the 12-inch environment and go right over to the 18 and 24-inch environments. And here we do have a lot of growth, but the plants are also super leggy. And remember, when I was setting it up in the instruction manual, it said to put them 24 inches away, and this is what they're looking like in that environment. Like, this is not what I want my broccoli looking like before I'm moving it into the garden. And so again, going back to the PARMETER test that I ran, the 24-inch environment got a PAR reading of 180 micromoles. And then on the other hand, the 18-inch environment, I got a reading of 330 micromoles. And this is where I'm starting to get really confused, because that is right within that sweet spot, that range, but the plant is looking way leggier than it should. As a matter of fact, it's even looking more leggy than the Sundico environment, where the PARMETER reading was way lower, but the light was way closer, right? That's not quite adding up. It doesn't quite make sense. So let's put these ones to the side and let's now pull out the 12-inch environment. And these ones are without a doubt the best growing ones in this experiment. The tomatoes look really happy, and we're going to talk about the broccoli and lettuce in just a second. But before we do that, what was the PAR reading on this one? So I did the exact same thing. I set the light up 12 inches away from the sensor, and I got a PAR reading of 630 micromoles. So in terms of the reading, absolutely in the sweet spot. But when I look at the broccoli and when I look at the lettuce, I'm just not fully satisfied. Like, I want better growing plants than this. And this is, I think, intensified because in my seed starting area, I'm using one of the other VIVOSUN grow lights where I'm able to dim down the intensity just a little bit. And as a result, the broccoli, the tomatoes are growing so well. And so I hate to break it to you, but I just cannot sleep without knowing the answer to this and really figuring out what is that most optimal environment. So I've just started another 4 sets of seeds, and I'm going to set up 4 different grow light environments to get even more insight on this. So environment number 1 is going to be the Monoios LED grow light, and that's going to serve as our control. The second environment is going to be the VIVOSUN VS1000. The third environment is going to be the VIVOSUN AEROLIGHT A100, 6 inches away from the top of the seed cells, and with the intensity adjusted so that the light reading that I get is right around 800 micromoles at the top of those seed cells. And then environment number 4 is gonna be the same VIVOSUN AEROLIGHT A100, but it has a fan built in, and I'm gonna turn that on in this environment and let it run for 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off. And the reason why I'm so curious about this is because I want to see if having some airflow, a little bit of wind in there, will actually help create less leggy seedlings and a stronger, more sturdy stem. So I'm sorry, I need to do it in order to get to the bottom of this experiment. Let's fast forward a few weeks for the final results. Okay, it is now 25 days since we kicked the second portion of this experiment off, and I've got some really great results that I'm really happy with and really excited to share with you. So in today's update, I'm gonna share all of those results, but I'm also gonna share one little discovery that I made in these last 25 days that I'm really excited to begin experimenting with. So to begin diving in, let's grab each of the different sets, beginning with environment number 1, the Monoios LED grow light. As you can see, looking a little leggy. Moving on to environment number 2, this was the VIVOSUN VS1000 that was 12 inches away and clearly has done a lot better. Now moving on to environment number 3, these are the ones that were underneath the VIVOSUN A100 SE with the intensity adjusted so that the top of the canopy was at 800 micromoles. And as we can see, these are very happy seedlings. Now moving on to our fourth and final environment, exact same grow light and setup, but also had the fan running to get a little bit of airflow in there. I'm thrilled with how these are doing, especially environment 3 and 4. Now, before we dive into some individual observations, I just wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is VIVOSUN. See, they provided me with all these grow lights to run these experiments to really figure out how do we get them performing as best as possible so each of you can have as much success as possible. And so even in the first part of this experiment, when at the recommended height of 24 inches, they were looking all leggy, I shared that with them and they said, still publish it, still share that with the entire gardening community because it's useful information for each and every one of you to know. So I'm really thrilled to be working with a company like this that's committed to just trying to get as great of results as possible for each of us as gardeners. And so if you want to get your hands on a VIVOSUN grow light, there's a link in the description to all of them, especially these AEROLIGHTs right here, and use the code mindandsoil at checkout to get 15% off your order. Now let's dive into some environment specific observations, starting with the Monios environment here. As we can see, they're looking a little bit leggy and they just have not put on as much growth. And so to put it simply, there just isn't enough power in that grow light to allow them to really maximize all of their growth potential. If you do end up using it, keep it like right on top of the plants. I'm talking like 1 or 2 inches away. It won't burn them and that will help them grow to their fullest potential. Now in environment 2, everything is looking really quite good. What I would say though is that the leaves on the tomatoes specifically compared to environments 3 and 4 are not quite as vibrant or as lush. They're displaying a little bit more stress. And so once again, I think there's a strong case to be made about turning that intensity down just a bit. Now environment 3 and environment 4, these are hands down some of the best, healthiest, happy seedlings I've ever grown. For them to have put on this much growth in only 25 days is absolutely remarkable. And part of why I'm ending the experiment right now is because the broccoli at this point needs to be transplanted into the garden, and the tomatoes, they absolutely need to get potted up ASAP. Now, what impact has that airflow had in environment 4? And at first glance, I can't really see too much of a difference. So I am going to be doing a full follow-up experiment on airflow and what impact it has on how our seedlings grow. So stay tuned for that one and definitely subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss that. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you today is one final observation that I made during these last 25 days. So for that, come over here. So right here is my VIVOSUN grow light, and underneath it is a set of seed cells just to simulate the environment. Now I take my PARMETER and I put it right in the middle. That number comes out to right at 800 micromoles, right where we want it to be based on the experiment. Now when I move it to the outside though, that number is dropping down to 770. So we're beginning to lose some light because we're at the edge of the grow light and some of it is spilling out this way. And so what I decided to do is I actually grabbed my YouTube play button, which is silver and reflective. And when I put that right beside it here, it increased that number all the way up to 880 micromoles because it's now reflecting all of that light back into the seed starting station. So because of this, over the coming months, I'm going to be experimenting with both their grow tents as well as their reflective mylar film to see if by utilizing that, I can raise the grow light higher up and therefore cover a larger footprint. So if you want to see those videos, then definitely subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be launching all of them over the coming months. But for the time being, I'm going to run my VIVOSUN AEROLIGHTs about 6 to 10 inches above the plants, and most importantly, using my PARMETER to make sure that the intensity at the top of the plants is right around 800 micromoles. That's all for today's video. It's been a fun and interesting journey to get to this point, but I've certainly learned something new and improved as a gardener, and I hope that you have as well. If you're enjoying these experiment videos, then definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming ones because I've got a lot planned. And in the meantime, you might enjoy this video right here.